Welcome to another episode of the As Seen by a Teen podcast, hosted by me. Today is a very interesting episode because we don't have a teen as a guest. We have someone who was a teen very long ago.
Not very long ago.
Very long ago.
No.
And it's my mom. So the topic is my generation, or Gen Z or Z, dumber than my mom's generation, which is Generation X.
Okay, so editing this podcast now, I realize that this topic in itself is pretty dumb. One person cannot represent an entire generation, let alone their level of intelligence. Please bear that in mind when listening to this. It is pretty interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff said from both sides, but I do not represent my generation alone. My mom doesn't represent her generation alone. It's basically just a debate between my mom and I. Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
So I don't know. Obviously, I feel that we're not dumber, but she feels that we're dumber. So it's going to be quite an interesting debate.
So does X come before Z?
Yes.
There's your answer.
Wow. Okay. That's the end of the episode. I'll see you guys next time. Listen up. Be a little more natural. You're talking so soft. Just,
I am normal.
Alright, so give me some points.
What kind of points? So firstly, let me just put it to you this way. You are 16 years old.
Yeah, okay.
Most of the people around you are the same age. You used to be a scholar patrol when you were in primary school. I still don't trust you to cross the road.
Okay.
If I had to put you in Johannesburg town, you'd be shaking in your boots.
What's that got to do with intelligence, though?
No, it's got a
Are you
lot
talking
to do
street
with
smart?
street smart.
Okay.
Yes. If I had
Yeah.
to put you in a spot and say, meet me 10 blocks away from here, how would you know to get there? Because I was put in that situation when I was 18 years old and I had to get to an interview. I was walking 10 blocks. All I was told was, walk that way and you'll find the building. And I was walking forever, and I was wondering where this building was.
Okay.
It was like 10 blocks down.
Can I stop you there?
What?
You can't, judge the level of our intelligence based off of old scenarios. Because back then, you didn't have any cell phones. What I would have done is literally pull out my phone. Obviously, so no one steals it. Just keep
Of
it
course,
somewhere.
someone's gonna steal it.
Add it on Google. Add it on Google Maps.
No,
And walk
sorry.
there.
Yeah, you would not be able to look at your phone in Johannesburg town because snap, it's gone.
I mean, there's some cases where it isn't, but okay.
Yes, and from the time I was 4 years old, I was walking to kindergarten, walking down the road to kindergarten.
This is like every story every parent ever tells.
Yes,
their kids.
because we got to do those things. But 4 years old crossing the road, if you lived in Pietermaritzburg where I was born, Bombay Road was the busiest road for us, which was that main road. And to cross Bombay Road wasn't playing. Children have died crossing that road.
I mean, the road at school gets pretty busy.
So what makes you think you're so much smarter than Generation X?
Well,
Because you've got technology on
no,
your side.
it's not necessarily.
Where do you think the technology came from? From the Generation X, thank you very much.
Okay, wait. I keep looking at Sean for some guidance, but I don't know what to say now. You got me. No, wait. That's street smarts, right?
What street smart?
No,
Knowing
I'm
how to
saying-
cross the road.
No, I'm saying you guys got street smarts. Your generation got street smart.
Yeah, we
Right.
do. We do have street
And
smart.
the reason is because you are more exposed to it. We aren't, and I kind of blame our parents for that.
We kind of also have common sense, which you can't teach anybody, right?
Again,
Street smart is different to common sense, right? Common sense is your conscience as well. It's like you guys are not in touch with your conscience. You don't even know what that means. It's like when your gut says go left, you'll actually consider looking at your phone, whether or not you should go left or right. But your gut is telling you to go left, but you wouldn't because you're looking at your friend now for direction. Look at that. Who do I have to look at for direction? No one.
I mean, maybe we've just been brought up that way to be more dependent than independent.
Well, yes. Okay, so you are only child. right? I wasn't going to go and put you in the middle of the street and say, right, find your way, of course. So in those days, we were brought up differently, and I wish you guys could have experienced it, because it was an awesome adventure to be playing on the street with your friends, to be playing on the street with your neighbors. We were all family. You know that advert with the cricket where the mother says it's time to come inside now, and the little boy says, oh, but mom, it's a day-night game. That's what we experienced.
Mom, we have Netflix. I haven't seen an ad in forever.
Yes, but
anyway.
still, I mean, that ad was very famous. That cricket ad. Sean, you must know that ad.
I think so.
Yes, when cricket was
He's
really
lying.
in, it came through. So it's one of those things, but it doesn't mean that we have to put you all down because of it. There's positives to the stuff that you all do. Yes, you want to ride your bicycle to school. Lord help me. I probably would have told you in the back of the car with the bicycle, but it's because people out there as well. We're not in that close knit community like we grew up in, where people looked out for you. You know, it's like an old uncle took your hand. You wouldn't think he was sinister. You wouldn't think he was planning something evil or whatever. You'd go with the uncle to cross the road, for instance, or get on a bus, for instance. But now, because it's evil, there's lots and lots of bad things happening out there that, yes, we want to expose you to, because you must know the world is not a nice place. Don't think you're going to go out there and everything's going to be hunky-dory, because people are going to stab you in the back like you won't believe. And you're going to have to grow a thick skin. Otherwise, you'll be crying at mommy's door all the time.
Okay, going back to that, there's a lot of evil in the world. I think that there's always been that same amount of evil. Maybe there's more, but because of the tools we have now, because of constant news getting fed to us all the time, we are seeing more of it. And since we're seeing more of it, we're thinking there's more, when in reality it's the same as it was back then.
Could be. I mean, we had lots of serial killers back then as well. But now people have more of the media, so it's so accessible, and people are doing things online that's so gross and whatever. But I don't look at the word evil as in a really bad scenario kind of thing. I rather say the word bad, because to me sometimes evil is the flip side of good, people say, right? But in every little bit of good, there's always a little bit of evil. And then every little bit of evil, there's always a little bit of good. I'm talking about when we personify the word bad and we personify the word evil, it's seen as something sinister, something awful, something bad. But is it always something awful, something bad? Because like I say, in a little bit of good, there's a little bit of evil. In a little bit of evil, there's a little bit of good. So what I'm trying to say to you is that, like we were saying, now it's more so that we sort of recognizing what people are doing as bad and evil and whatever. But some of the stuff that happens within them, something good comes of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, for instance, the murders and stuff in the US, right? Because of the media and all of that and the coverage that it was getting, the good that was coming out of it was that people were seeing it for what it was. People were finally saying, no, we need to put an end to this. Countries were coming together to say, America, you need to put an end to this. So in that sense of something bad was happening, something good came out of it. So what I'm saying to you is that in your times now, because you can just pull out your phone and film something good can come out of it. Like somebody can
now
be recognized.
Now I get it. You're talking about awareness.
Yes.
All right. I get that now. I was a little confused. It took a while to try and explain that.
No, you took a while to try and get that.
Wow. Okay. Let me think about that again. Yeah, I mean, you got a point, but not all awareness is good awareness. Some people can just be framed for doing bad things when they haven't. I don't know if you know about deepfake, which is a technology. I don't know if our generation or your generation came up with it, but basically you can add a face onto anybody, and it's pretty convincing.
In the video, eh? Oh yes, I've seen it. I've seen it on Instagram and stuff.
There's some convincing ones and there's some unconvincing ones, but
yeah. Yeah, no, it's hectic. But I love technology. I mean, I work in technology, right? So it's I'm the sort of person who actually pick and choose. But you know this because there's some things I'll do and there's some things I refuse to do, and I think that's the old school in me. But that's just me.
So we've already declared that your Generation X is smarter in the sense of streets. Let's talk technology. What do you have to say about that?
It's moving at a very fast pace. Kids today don't feel they need as much education as they did before, but trust me, you still need education in your background.
Can I just?
Yep.
Why do you think that? Why?
Because it's like a get quick rich kind of scheme that's flying out there right now. And if they get a video onto YouTube and it gets 100 million views or whatever, they're getting rich quick. And they don't feel like they need to then continue that education and have that background. So it's money in the bank, right? And they feel, oh, right now I can retire, that sort of thing. But you've already lived your life and you're only a teenager. What's left?
I wouldn't see that as an excuse not to make money now.
No, I'm not saying don't make money now. I'm saying don't stop what you're doing in the back end. Continue studying. Like, for instance, if I won the lotto right now, I wouldn't tell anybody I won the lotto. I'd continue doing what I'm doing. Invest the money. Do what I need to do. And at the right time, I'd say bye-bye to the industry or whatever. But I wouldn't just jump and say, okay, right now I've made a load of money. That's it. I'm taking it.
I might have to censor that.
I'm dropping everything. I'm leaving everything behind. You know, that sort of
But
thing.
why not?
What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? I'd love to go to an island and just fish and own that island and whatever. But then what's left?
You're not going to travel to every country like spend 6 months in each country. Imagine that. How many years is that going to take? It's going to take almost a lifetime. So if you're talking about like, if
But
you're
what
saying
are you
that
leaving behind?
no wait, if you're saying that we shouldn't do that because we're going to be too rich too early in life, and yeah, that makes sense. But I don't see anything wrong with that.
And it's not money you value. You never worked hard for that money.
Whoa. Okay. No. Hold on.
How
You
did
don't
you work
know.
hard? Clicking and having views. Somebody clicking and having views.
sorry.
How did you
Ma,
work hard? You
you
just
do not
uploaded
know
that video.
How much work goes into video production?
I have seen it because I never see you. You're like a hermit in your room, busy editing.
You don't know how much work
Yes.
goes into that. You don't know how much work it takes to get firstly the amount of subscribers that you need, the amount of videos uploaded.
But then, from watching
amounts-
and judging from your videos, you're being contradictory because you say it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have as long as you're doing what you love, right?
Yeah.
Right?
No, I'm not being contradictory. We're talking about getting money from it. I'm not doing it for money. So how am I being contradictory?
Because you're saying what's wrong with getting rich quick.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with it.
But that's what we're debating.
There's
What? No, there is.
No.
There is if you don't know the value of it. If you don't know what it's like to earn it. If you don't know what it's like to say, hey, this is my 10 rand. I can go to the shop and buy a loaf of
Okay.
bread with it or 6 rolls or whatever you can afford for 10
If
rand.
any of you are familiar with Fiverr, I did it for a bit. Video editing. That gave me a sense of what you're trying to say, because I spoke with those people over chat and they told me exactly how to edit it. I spent hours finding the clips, editing it, putting it precisely, and I made $20 from that. That's $20 of mine. So why can't what we perceive as jobs be perceived as jobs by your generation?
I don't know. I think
I
it's
feel
just-
like there's like such a block there. Like we can be a YouTuber. We can be a filmmaker. We can be a
Yes,
songwriter
that's
and
the
everything.
brilliant part about where you
So
are
then why
right
is it
now.
not
I'm not
to you?
saying
You're saying it's not a
multitude
real
of jobs
job.
is wrong. I'm saying how you earn your money sometimes just does not equivalent to the life we live. Unfortunately, you remember when you were little, you used to say, "Oh, why does it always have to be the same routine every day? We wake up, we have breakfast, we go to school, we get picked up, we have a shower, we
I
having
still think
supper."
that. I still think that.
Yes, of course. I mean, and look at us now. if we were traveling and saying we're going to Paris or even Durban, for instance, for lunch today and coming back home to Joburg for dinner, for instance, just a short distance, where would that leave us today with Corona? We're stuck in the house. Where does that leave all the celebrities today? Look at them. They don't have that anything to fall back on. So what are they all doing now? They're all full on social media because they want that attention, because they're craving that attention that they don't have at the moment, that they're not getting. Where does that leave you at the end of the day?
Wait, so what are you implying?
That the world has changed, and it's maybe changed for the better. It's taught us that so many things don't matter anymore. So many materialistic things don't matter, more specifically. What's the point of accumulating so much of things when we leave here with nothing anyway? So
That's true,
what
but-
are you working towards? Are you working towards going and visiting other countries, or first looking at your own country, like, traveling internal and then going external? Or look at Elon Musk, for instance. What did he do? He went away overseas, but what is he doing for his country as well?
Nothing.
Nothing, exactly. So wouldn't you want to give something back at least?
Yeah, but I still don't get your point.
I don't get my point either. Where were we?
What are
I
you
think we
talking
lost.
about? No, you going, like, when you try to explain something, you go like every direction
What was I
except the
explaining
path you're
again? Oops,
supposed
you was
to.
edit.
Oh,
But what was I
no,
explaining
this is staying
again?
in the video.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I honestly don't know what you're explaining, man. Like, really, I don't. Look, again, I'm gonna say, stupid fly, get off. I'm gonna say what I said before. Modern jobs, or your generation, needs to start recognizing new and modern jobs in the world of the internet as being official occupations.
But who says that we're not recognizing it?
If I had to drop out, if I had to finish school, and let's say I have 100,000 subscribers, and I'm making $500 a month, and I decide I want to take this on as a full job, because it can be a full career. Producing videos every single day can be a full career. If I say I want to do that, and then I end up making $4,000 or $5,000, maybe with another $5,000 from sponsorships, so I'm making about $10,000-$15,000 a month, would you let me?
Yes, because as long
Would
as
you
you
really
can
let
support,
me?
yes, as long as you can support yourself at the end of the day, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's more like, as long as you can feed yourself, you can clothe yourself, you have
Yeah,
a roof over your
that's
head.
my goal, but like,
Yeah, you have a roof over your head, you're comfortable. I don't have a problem with that. I even told you, invent something, become a millionaire, and you never have to go back to school.
okay, so then why do you always insist on not doing it,
What do you mean not doing it?
or not continuing the videos, or insist on getting that degree and getting that job?
No, I say have something to fall back on, so that when your fans disappear, you have something to say, you know what, I don't have to continue with this anymore. I still have this that I can still do. So like you say, in your generation now, you all have so many opportunities that we never had. We had the teacher, the nurse, the doctor, the lawyer, and working for government, basically. That's what we had. Oh, an accountant. Let's not forget the accountant, right? And that was it for us. You worked as a clerk, even a shopper, a packer, that was fine. But we didn't have the opportunities that y'all have. So y'all can do so many multiple things at the same time, as still doing what you love, and also still doing something that you didn't necessarily think you would do. Like for me, I want to become a veterinarian, but I'm in the IT space, and it worked out perfect for me. Because look at where we are now, and in my company, we still need it. So for me, it worked out perfectly. I actually wouldn't change anything.
So I still feel your generation is dumber.